Boom, this is Ken, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Alright, so we got a little bit of Bleach Immortal Soul up today. So, got a couple things to go over, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. So first of all, the actual Battle Arena event, that's ending today. Battle Arena Fun, that's what it's called. So make sure that you do your 10 a day to get the coins. I still got to do 5 here to finish mine up. And that'll allow you to purchase inside the limited exchange. I've just been basically using this to purchase up some of the Omni Shards, so I could open up the second War Soul slots on some of the newer characters that I brought up. I have Stark up, and he's all ready to go. So I went ahead and brought up a second War Soul for him. Okay, I still gotta preference it though. So what I've been doing right now, what I decided to go ahead and do with this was I just decided to go ahead and bring this one up, because this increases the War Soul of the Giant. This is a combination War Soul, which means you'll need shards of Khan to actually complete this. But what you do, this gives all characters in your bag block chance by 6, and this War Soul doesn't even need to be equipped on a character that's deployed. So you can stick it on like one of your back characters, like go down here to like I never use Yamamoto. I could stick this on Yamamoto, get the benefit of it. Which I'll probably be sticking it on somebody in the back row here pretty soon. I got a few more characters that I need to actually finish up before I can actually do it. Yeah, I'll be sticking it on one of the characters that I don't have in the actual fight. Right now I just went ahead and stuck it on Stark because he had an opening slot. I opened up his slot this morning. Still got to move some stuff around because I think I got a War Soul that's preferenced for his the blue type in there as well, so I'm going to have to use that to get the extra buff. As you can see, you get the extra buff here if you preference it with the same format as your character. So yeah, but that's what I've been doing. So I just you need to open up that second War Soul slot, you need Awakening Essence, and of course you need shards for that character. So that's what I've been doing right now. I still got a few that I need to open up. I've got all the main ones opened up. I need to open up the second slot on Nemu. I think she's the only one. Yeah, she's the only main team. I do use her as an arena as the second idle row, the third row in the back there, which doesn't just utilize as a rage. So I do utilize her for something. So I'll probably end up opening hers up as well to start doing that, and then I got to start putting War Souls on all my other characters. But yeah, so that's where we're at that point. So that's what I've been doing in terms of that. I managed to start leveling up the other characters, some of the lower ones in the thing. And that's brought my BP up to 8.2, so it's moving up pretty good. I've moved up a couple slots on the rankings. Actually, I'm at number 13 right now on the rankings, so that's pretty good. Consider I got a lot of, I'm on server 100, so like we're like one of the earliest servers out there in the first row. So we have a lot of high-level players on this particular server. Getting into let's see, our top, I think top one is about 12. Yeah, 12, 11. So, and then we got a bunch of 10s, and then you got me right down here at 13. I'll be overtaking once I get into 8.4, which I'm really close to. As you can see, we have a bunch right there. So I might be able to, within the next month or so, crack into that, because what I've been doing is I've been bringing up my lower level characters and starting to focus on min-maxing right now. And, that includes focusing on even the awakened, the runes for your bags and whatnot, focusing on that stuff, trying to get the best set that you can. Unfortunately, a lot of my main characters are not in the wish list, so I can't get them. I just have to get lucky. But yeah, it's not something that's that I'm looking forward to extremely here. So I'm hoping we'll be able to get more. I got that's one for Kapachi. Kapachi's, I don't use him in the main team, but I do use him for my guild boss. So the squad boss, so that helps out. So getting nice ones for him are good. So whenever I got to choose, I go ahead and choose Kenpachi whenever I have a choice on which one that I want to actually pick for. Generally pick him. But yeah, so I'm just min maxing, getting things up there. It took me all the way up to 8.3. So I should hopefully within the next month or so crack into be close to the top 10 because I've got quite a bit of coin and I've got quite a bit of potions and experience potions, so I can start bringing up lower level characters, bringing them up into the 60s and 70s. And when you do that, you get that increases your overall power. So I should be able to get up at least fairly close to probably 8.5, maybe 8.6, just with what I've got right now. And I've been saving up my coins and my potions specifically to do that. I've already started doing it a little bit. As you can see, I've got starting to bring up these lower level characters into the 50s and 60s, as you can see, and bringing up the skills with them because I got the coins to do it. And as I do that, that increases my BP. And I'm also, like I say, focusing on war souls, focusing on the war souls that actually are value not just the player, but actually the entire team, because there are several of them out there. If you start looking in your war soul bag, if you go into the combination war souls right here, you can just go look through them, and there's some that benefit the whole team. Okay, so it increases all the characters, including in attack, even when not deployed. So this will probably be one that you would want to bring up, and I'm going to do that right now simply because of the fact that gives me a buff, so I can stick that on a back end character and utilize that without having to worry about taking putting that player into the actual thing, but at the same time getting the buff for it. So and I got a lot of shards for her, so that's definitely one of the ones that you want that I'll most likely bring up. So then you just have to answer it, but as you can see, it takes the shards from the character, and then that's all you have to do to get to max. Then you just promote it, which is adding on. As you can see, I've got tons of, and I've already brought up like 3 or 4 just in the last couple weeks. So I had a lot more, but just been popping them out, trying to get as many of these, just trying to min max it and get as many of them as I can set up, so that when the time comes, I can get maximum BP out of my account. So there it is. That one there is completely confirmed up right now. So this is attacked by 300 plus 4%. So, and then it's for all characters. So it does not have to be. All I have to do is equip it on someone, and they don't even need to be inside of the actual bout. So I'm actually going to switch this one over to Stark, simply because I like, even though that's War Soul Giant there, I like to. That's only a 6%. It's a block chance. It's really not that big in terms of that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this Physique War Soul on there, which gives me a 4% buff. So that's going to be a little bit more in terms of what it offers to use. Well, as you can see, that took me up from 8.3 to 8.33. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm just min-maxing stuff and trying to get every little bit out of the account that I can. Hopefully we'll get the new story mode, but that's not anytime soon here. But yeah, so Battle Arena event, make sure you do that today so that you can get the actual stuff. That's really the only event terms of going on in here. We've got the treasure trial. I knocked that out. I went ahead and completed that. This one right here was a little bit tricky. This is a pretty tough one because the enemy formation is extremely advanced. They got some good survivability with Sazi and with Nortor. Yeah, this one was a tough one, but I did manage to get past it. I got one of the chests. I'm not sure, if I'll be able to actually do it with just uh, taking out all of my uh, tigers and birds. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that. That'll be exceedingly difficult, but I will give it a try, just focusing on my attack team. But I'll do that at a later date. But yeah, definitely go back through there, get as many of these you can. As you can see, I haven't had a chance to focus on doing specific ones yet. I just boasted through it, basically just to get the rewards that come. So I got all the rewards that I wanted to get out of that chest. So this is what I went ahead and picked. I got some shards, completed a weapon for characters and stuff, because you have enough. It's SSR, not UR. They really should, based on the level of this event, they should be offering UR shards as rewards for completing it, but they're not. They're offer SSR shards. They're very, very stingy with their UR shards. I can't. They still shouldn't be that way. They should be a lot easier to obtain. Right now, the only way to obtain them is paying for them, simply because of the fact that a UR shard, they don't even offer it in this event. I think this is SS. I think this is an SSR. Yeah, this SSR exclusive weapon choose back. This is out of the dance. You can't get this many. The most you can get in this event through free to play, which is doing your 10 battle arena chances, and you get 2 coins. And it runs for 7 days. So the most you can get is roughly 140, which is more than enough to get the characters in here and whatnot. But that excludes this. So it excludes those 3 items that you'll have to pay for if you want to actually get them. But you can get everything else. But yeah, I'm not going to pay money just to get an SSR weapon. If it was a chance to get a guaranteed full level UR weapon, might be something to consider. But even then, because you're probably gonna have to spend it's probably gonna cost about, to get enough of the actual shards, to get the coins, the gold tokens. You're gonna have to purchase the gold tokens that they have. So you can get, as you can see, there's only a handful of them available. Since you can get 140, you'd have to purchase several packs of these to get to actually get to 200, which is what you need to actually purchase it. So yeah, it's not something that's going to be easy, and it definitely not worth it. So yeah, the monetization on this game is slightly predatory, but fortunately you can do everything you need to do without having to purchase anything. They pretty much set it up, even in their last event that they just had for the character that they offered, was a freely obtainable Rukia for the festival. So Rukia was obtainable. I got her. I did also manage to get the time tokens that I needed. I'm very close to actually being able to purchase Nemu's umbrella, which is not Nemu's umbrella, Nemu's broomstick, right here, which is what I'm going to be printing. I need 45. I'm up to 37. So I should have the next event, if I do okay in the drawings, I should be able to get another 10 time tokens, which will give me 47, and I'll be able to get her broom, and I'll be able to level up, because she's really my focus right now. She's totally overpowered in 1v1, and she's a very, very good benefit to the team. Increases your survivability immensely. So that she's definitely something that I want to focus on in terms of that. She was in the Halloween event, and I ended up coming up a little bit short getting her inside the house. I had really good luck on the Halloween event. I managed to get a lot of draws, but I still came up just a bit short. But I was able to get close enough that in the event following, they always put some of the shard in the shop, and I was able to get some of the remaining shards that way. To make her, and and then once that, I just been using Omni shards ever since then to get her up, because yeah, she is extremely powerful. As I watched a 4-star Nemu annihilate my 6-star Dangai Ichigo inside of 1v1, so I decided it was definitely something to go ahead and focus on her at this point, as she does offer some immense damage. And good survivability as well. So She's going to be my main focus for my event characters. Um, there's several. The free ones are not bad. I mean, this is the anniversary, first anniversary to go. He was the free to get character. He has excellent support by offering a damage increase to your back row. I use him first out of the arena in the formation simply because of the fact that. So what I do is, that's not my. So what I do is when my initiative is higher than the opposing team, I put him first. Okay, simply because the fact that because since my initiative is higher, I go first, which means he's going to immediately rage. So he rages, does damage to all characters, and he buffs my backline. So Tensa, Dangai, and White Ichigo all get a buff to their damage. Okay. Now, when the initiative on the other team is higher, which is only a handful of people on this server, but when you get up into 1, 2, and 3 level, I do get into 1, 2, and 3. In the battle arena, I was one yesterday, and I was once a few times last week. So I'm fighting against characters that are much, 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 much more tougher than me in terms of initiative. Some, I'm up at like 20, almost 21,000 initiative, but there's some that got 22 or 23. So I can't quite beat so they go first. So what I'll do then is I'll roll her into the slot. Now what happens to that, because they're going first, which means if I manage to survive their onslaught, which a lot of times I manage to, she comes off with her heal. She has a massive heal on her rage and heals me back up, allowing me to continue a little bit farther into the match. So that's the function that I use in terms of that, and I just put him back there simply because I have him, and he does a good bit of damage. But yeah, so that's what I do in terms of arena. So yeah, I'm at the min-maxing stage in the account right now. But I like it, I enjoy it. I continue to do it on a daily basis. So we should be getting a new event up tomorrow. This will be up for one more day. Even though the event ends today, this stays up for a couple of days, so you have time to actually decide what you want to purchase. Or if you don't manage not to be able to tell, it'll give you a day or two before it'll close. But we should be seeing another event come up, and we'll go from there. Difficult to say at this point what we're going to get, if we're going to get anything. Right now, everything's pretty much cookie cutter. Even the major events are basically skins. It's one standard format grid event, and they just update the data for whatever event it happens to be. Whether it's the Christmas event or the festival event, which they had there, and they're introducing characters. Unfortunately, there's new characters. They're really only susceptible for newer players. But I'm happy with my team. I can compete, and we do good things. It would be nice if we get some type of. We do have the cross server chat, but we don't have any cross server events at this point. So really, we're just looking at. But hopefully, we'll get a new story version out, and begin to take the characters up. And I'll be saving some coins for that. Mat wise, I've got I'm pretty much maxed out in terms of mats. I can get the mats that I need to get everybody up to Prison Blue 2, which is where we're at right now. So I Prison Blue 2 the character, and then I Prison Blue 2 all the weapons. And as you can see, that's where I'm at this point. We haven't the stages have not got opened yet for this. They're unobtainable, so you can't until the story mode opens up, until chapter it should be, I think it's chapter 28 is what we're waiting for. I assume they're coming out with it, because if you do look inside of the actual mission, inside of the milestones, you'll see clear story with 28.4, clear story with chapter 28. So I assume they're going to come out with it sooner or later, but they haven't. Also, 99 is not the maximum Okay, I purchased the growth plan. That's the big purchase I made in this game way back when it first came out. That was one of the things that I purchased was the growth plan. On this game, I spent $19.99 for this growth plan right here. I'm not sure what it is now, and I spent $5.94 on the first event to get Christmas Orihime. And they got caught on that. I have multiple videos on the first event and how they got called out for rigging the event against us. After that, they started giving us one pay character, one free character, in all of the events. But before, but in that first event, Christmas Rookie and Christmas Orihime, neither of them were free. You had to pay. I did the math and realized that I was going to have to purchase 6 of the 99-cent VIPs to have enough to complete the grid to get her. So I did, and I managed to get her. I only got it simply because I like the character. Don't really need her. You can get most of the healing that you need using the War Soul of Healing. I have might want to check out my past videos for that. That's the best healing that you can get in the game because it allows you to stick healing and get healing by using a War Soul slot on one of your characters. So that's the best thing to do. But yeah, the max level is going to be 100, and I still have my 3,500 Soul Jade unclaimed because we've been stuck at 99 for the last year. But they have it set for 100, so I assume they're going to go with 100. So hopefully we haven't had a new story in what, 6, 7, 8, is it 8 months now? I think it is. We haven't had the new story. And we've been at 99 for even longer. So, the game's pretty much, it's just not, there's not a lot of people working on it, and it's starting to stagnate. A lot of the people have left the game, and only come back when an event occurs. So whenever there's an event, they'll come back and do the event, and then they'll just, because they're maxed out. They're as high as they can go. I mean, if you look at the ranking here, I'm sure that Moko right here, there's not a whole lot, but he's got a full set team. As you can see, fully max. He's even got some of the top of the line War Souls. So, he's French, actually. There's not a whole lot for him to do on a daily basis. He might log in and he probably does what I do, log in, do my dailies. That's it. And then if there's an event, I'll take a few 15, 20 minutes to do the event and beat it and get the rewards. And then, but there's really not a whole lot for us to do in terms of we can't, our characters are maxed out. I've pretty much got my characters as high as I can go. My goal is 6 starring. I'm not going to 7-star any characters. Let me rephrase that. I'm not going to focus on 7-starring any of my starting characters, simply because of the fact that getting the amount of it's 360. I mean, even when a soul box event for this character comes out, which are probably going to happen once every 2 years, you can get like maybe 60 or 70 shards from it. I got to do that 6 times, so that's like 12 years. So no, that's not going to happen. Omni shards is the way to do it, and that's what I'll start doing once I've finished getting the. Right now, I'm finishing up my Omni shards. As I said, I'm going to open up the War Soul slots on a couple of characters. After that, there's really nothing else I'm going to be using the Omni shards for in terms of bringing up characters. I'm considering, simply because of the fact that I'm going to go ahead and bring these 2 up, simply because I did not spend any Omni shards on these 2. They just got that way on their own, just over time of playing the game. And they're at 5 stars and 6 stars respectively. So I'm going to go ahead and bring these guys up to max, just to have options in the future for the team. Shinji, I used Shinji for quite a while in my team until I replaced him with a little bit more powerful team. But so they're good characters. So since I've got them up, I'll probably go ahead and utilize them. I might. Zangetsu's not too bad either. And, these are the characters that you get just for drawing. That's why they're so high. But really, those are the only things left to focus. Other than that, it's just start saving up a mass of Omni shards. to take one of these to 360. But it's going to take a really long time. But you don't get a lot out of it because the skills max at 6. So once you get your character to 6-star, you've maxed out the skill set. So 7 stars is really just going to be a slight enhancement. And it'll allow you to start doing your honing, of course, which will allow you to decrease it. But, that takes a really long time to happen. So, I mean, I'm gathering the shards as they come along. I've got 36, so as the event come along, I'm collecting the shards for them so that I can take them to 7 to start the honing and whatnot. But that's not something that I'm going to focus on doing at this point. Maybe after I've finished getting all of my URs up that are 5 and 6 stars, then I might just start hoarding my Omnis shards, and at that time focus on taking up some of the characters to 7 stars. I will, of course, start at the top. I'll do Tensa first, then Dangai, then White Ichigo, then Sazi, then Iroquois, and then at that point, then do Full Ichigo, and just keep bringing them out. That's all you can do at this point. Okay. I'm also working on, in the background, I'm working on Kenpachi. You can get the Kenpachi from the store every time those come up. I do purchase those inside the Kenpachi shop. So, it's not the Kenpachi shop. It's the Kenpachi contest shop. I purchase these every time they come up. So he'll probably be my first 7-star UR that's not available inside of the draws. But I'll probably get to him first. And then it'll be a huge jump in my power. And I do use him on the on my squad boss. So that'll get useful out of that. Plus, I can get awakened runes for him. I can get the red level mystic ones. So that helps out a lot as well too. So I'm going to continue to build him up in the background. But like I say, he's maxed at this point. He's Blue Prism 2 and Blue Prism 2 all of his equipment as well. But yeah, he's one of the ones that I bring up. I also use Base Ichigo and my Squad Boss, because you want to use Red and Squad Boss. So Base Ichigo is technically the only one that I have at this point who is maxed out. So now I'm just starting to focus on getting try to get all of his slots as to I'm going to get them all either yellow or red, which is the highest rank, is what I want to do. And then when I do, I lock them. So that's what you want to try to focus on. But that's way in the future. I don't even know if the game will be around at that time. But yeah, there's not a whole lot of people playing it from when it first started. If you look on the actual the chat, the multi-server your chat, you'll see that all of these are most of these probably 95% of these are people who probably just started playing the game within the last year or so. But the base servers, I think I saw somebody on server 89 or something. I'm on server 100, but you don't see us very often, simply because they don't play the game except when there's an event. So you'll see them hitting when there's an event, but when there's not an event, they don't really log on that much. So that's, as long as they keep bringing in some new players, the game will be okay. But from what I understand, it's not, the game's not growing at an advance that they like, but nothing to shut it down has been hinted at yet. So we'll see what happens. All right. So again, get in there, knock that out today to make sure you can get something out of the exchange. This is Kenrick coming at you from the corner. All right. So remember to subscribe. Once you subscribe, hit the bell, and then of course like and share the video. Kenrick coming at you from the corner, signing out.